The McElroy brothers are not experts, and their advice should never be followed. Travis insists he's a sexpert, but if there's a degree on his wall, I haven't seen it. Also, this show isn't for kids, which I mention only so the babies out there will know how cool they are for listening. What's up, you cool baby?
It's familiar, but not too familiar, but not too not familiar. It's a new craze. Hey, good girls, do you wanna just say, hey, I wanna? Just say, hey, I wanna.
Hello and welcome to the McElroy Brothers Brand Expansion Quarterly Report. I am your oldest Chief Financial Officer, Justin McElroy.
I'm your middleist head of HR, Travis McElroy.
And I am Digital Prophet Shingy. I go by Shingy now. It's my because I'm a digital prophet.
Gosh, what an exciting Q4 it's been for McElroy Industries. We already had my brother, me, and Sawbones franchises in the under the tent pole, big tent pole business, as I say. And we welcomed 3 new franchises into the umbrella that we think
Closing the gap,
opening the kimono, and just checking out the profits on our new properties. We're going to go to Travis. We'll get to your calls in just a second. We're going to go to Travis. First up, tell us about the project he's leading. Just a quick...
Very excited. Bunker Buddies, the survival comedy podcast. It's looking great. Product integration is through the roof. Talking about rice primarily. We have a lot of rice backers.
how's your dividends?
The dividends are great. My partner Andy and I are just rolling in dividends, swimming in dividends like Scrooge McDuck. We're very excited about all the dividends.
Bonds?
We've got bonds.
How are
and
your
dividends.
options?
We have them.
How's your bond option?
Our bond options, we're going to go see Spectre. All the bond options are there.
Travis, that's a podcast about surviving the apocalypse, right? A comedy show about the end of the world.
That is correct.
Great. I want to just real quick weigh in on a brand I'm representing here. It's the 3 of us on this call plus our sweet daddy playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's called the Adventure Zone. That hot property was just launched on Thursday.
Big dividends on that one. Big dividends.
Huge dividends. #1 comedy podcast on iTunes. Suck it, Miss Williams. I guess I did do something.
Number one dad cast on the
#1 cast with our daddy ever in history. And that's been big. And then Griffin, you had a brand to
I had
talk
a whole
to us
new
about.
brand launching on iTunes. Which is a deep web iTunes application. Not a lot of people have access to.
You can only get it with the Guy Pod.
You have to have the first generation Guy Pod circa 1998 to listen to it. But despite those limitations, the dividends on this podcast, which I have titled my Vor and Japanese electronica podcast about Vor, which I have titled Big Gulp.
And Griffin, let me say right off the bat, congratulations on getting the rights to use the 7-Eleven logo. With that. Congratulations.
Yeah. I was going to get Justin Russo, one of our lead artistic brand managers, or Justin Gray, artistic brand manager for the Adventure Zone on this one. But just, I said, fuck it. 7-Eleven already did the work. I'm gonna put them on, slap them on the Big Gulp lunch boxes, and on the cups that I sell Slurpees out of. It's gonna get really fucking confusing.
Now, Griffin, is there anywhere?
But the dividends though.
Is there anywhere anyone can find Big Gulp?
Yeah, you have to have a good RSS reader. Mm-hmm. You're gonna plug.
One of the S's stands for sex.
You're gonna plug this into your favorite RSS application of your choosing. The following URL. P.
One more time, Griffin. Can we get that one more time?
P. That's it.
Just P. So that is.
There's not a
the
lot of
Adventure
there's
Zone.
not a lot of shit in the PSSSS system. So I locked down.
Big Gulp, Bunker Buddies, a lot of huge growth. And I think we can go ahead and just try. I guess we have to keep recording the flagship here. I'm honestly, I think we've about run into the ground, but the dividends.
The dividends.
Oh,
The
God
dividends,
damn,
though.
damn.
Check out them dividends, though.
We're 3 Gordon Ramsays. Mm-hmm. We're 3 chunkier versions of Gordon Ramsay, not British.
A few months ago, I started dating my best friend. Oh, this is my brother, me. It's an advice show for the modern era.
You probably
It's
heard
our Adventure Zone fan cast.
You will always, you will always be our first baby, and we will always love you the most.
Let me just quick message to all my big gulpers out there. We might not talk about vor on this show, so might not be. It might be a little unexpected. That's how I
hope.
That's how I
This
talk.
is somebody's first fucking my brother.
Fuck off.
Can you fucking even imagine what? So you said this was funny, David. It's Brian. You said this was funny, and it's just guys talking about their brand.
I recognize one of the guys from Losing the Sheen, but it's not about Charlie Sheen at all, is it?
And I recognize Griffin from a pod. You know what? I shouldn't forget I said anything. I don't want to mention.
I'm going to go back to listening to In Case of Emergency.
So many.
cereal.
This line of goofing that we've been bringing on has really brought up how bad we are at keeping podcasts going. Listen, I
So
guarantee.
enjoy Bunker Buddies and Adventure Zone and Big Gulp while they last.
Yeah, and my brother, and me for that matter.
No,
Nothing gold can. No gold dividends
I'll never
can
stop
stay.
doing my brother, me.
No,
I don't
fuck
care what I
you.
do without you two.
You can
I'll
pry
bring
the
in-
goose
I'll
from my
bring in-
cold dead hands.
I'll bring in Ashton Kutcher. I don't care. So this is an advice show. If this is the first time you're listening, and this is where the show starts. This is the part of the show. The thing about my brother, kind of a running gag, is the first 5 minutes of every episode of this program ever are unlistenable.
It's barf garbage.
It's how we lure in new listeners.
Set
And
the
it's trial.
expectations low. That's our motto here at My Brother, My Brother, Me Institute.
The only podcast brave enough to begin with hazing.
and that's a premium swallow. Oh, sorry. Hold on. No, that's a Big Gulp. That's how I end every episode of Big Gulp. I have to fucking do it now. Now I have to fucking do a podcast. I'm gonna have to learn how to set up an RSS feed. I'm gonna have to fucking create a podcast called Big Gulp. I'm open submission, I guess, for co-hosts.
Can you have one? I just want one episode of Big Gulp. I'm not asking for the one, but I want it to like be in iTunes and everything.
Yeah,
and I want it to
sure.
be #1 forever. But I just only want one episode. Okay.
Yeah.
Big Gulp, the Vor Show, coming from Griffin McElroy and a co-host to be named later. And here's our advice to you, the listeners.
Can we just do this? Well, this feels right.
Just every once in a while making oblique references to your repugnant Vor Show.
I think my favorite episode was the one on What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Oh man.
It was just 45 minutes of Griffin saying, me.
Okay.
Nom, 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 nom.
And now we do it. Now we do the
And
damn
now we get to the thing that you've been waiting for.
Hopefully.
Dim the lights. We're about to thump this melon. And now the starting lineup of my brother, me.
thing. Do the damn thing.
If we were a sports team, what song
man.
would you guys want to come out onto the court with?
He ain't heavy, he's my brother.
Save the best for last.
Theme from Night Court. A few months ago, I started dating my best friend. He's the best ever, and this is the happiest I've ever been. Show off. I'm totally in love with him, and I'd like to tell him that. But this project needs some tweaking. We're both pretty goofy, and the thought of grand romantic moment in which I declare my love makes me want to vomit. Makes me want to actually vomit. Can you think of a good way for me to tell him I love him that strikes a nice balance? And that's from Ghost Octopus.
So,
Oh boy.
I have a question for you guys because I thought about this when I was putting together the question list. Is it as simple as starting the sentence with "Hey, I love you"? Does does that do it, or does that make it seem like you're reminding them about a dentist appointment they have? Hey, I love you. Okay, great, cool.
I think for that first for the debut of that terminology, that seems a little cash.
Yeah.
Seems a little cash awry. I'm not sure about it.
It seems a little. If you're like me, you'll say it accidentally and then just try to go with it.
To like a banker on the phone. Thanks, I love you. I mean, fuck. Sorry, teacher. I mean, fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I do feel like you need to strike a little bit of a balance. And it doesn't have to be like you don't have to like paint it on an elephant that you stole for them. But I do think it needs to be better than what Travis said,
Fair enough.
which sounded a little bleak for my taste. Maybe you just, no, you know what? Just do it when you feel it.
You know what? You're right, Griffin. Because the thing is, that, like, whatever defines your relationship, if you guys are goofy together and have a good time, then it will come when you're having a good time. It doesn't have to be a grand romantic gesture. It should be in a moment where it's like, hey, this moment perfectly exemplifies why I fell in love with you.
Yeah.
Everything you're doing right now, you're making me laugh till milk shot out of my nose, or we're having a great time doing something that anyone else would think was stupid. This is the moment when I have to tell you.
Say it when you feel it. Next time you feel that love for that person, let them know. Let them in. Let them just know it.
Let him into your heart.
Just let them into your heart. Just say it. When it bubbles up and you can't keep it in anymore, just let it all spill out.
Another stratagem is when you don't feel a toot coming on. When you feel like maybe after you just had one, and it not immediately after, of course, but maybe give it like a 3-minute window. And if you feel like you're probably going to be cool for another 3 minutes, because everybody does it every 6 minutes, you want to try and split the uprights there and buy yourself as much breathing room as you can.
So like
that's
in a
just
toot window.
Yeah, in the 6-minute toot window.
That's
for sure.
Pretty good call.
If you're feeling it also in that window, perfect. The stars have aligned. But that might be too much to ask from your body.
Is it a good way to get out of being caught in a toot? Like you just farted in front of him for the first time. I love you. I love you. What? Well, now we're talking about this instead of the fart. Got it.
I thought you were saying you do it. And please, can we say toot instead? I thought you meant like you just say it real loud to disguise it.
To cover the toot.
Yeah, sure. Have we
You can
ruined?
say it next time you're in trouble.
When
You do something wrong.
Oh, just.
Or the next time you're in trouble, like you're being attacked. I love you, and hope that it calls to them and they come to your aid like Superman.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of sitting on it. I think now let me ask you guys this: do you have to couch it in, like, it's okay if you don't want to, if you're not ready for?
Oh,
this?
it doesn't sound like that's a problem. That's what I'm saying. They're already so far ahead of the curve. Like it doesn't sound like this person's going to get spooked.
But I do understand what you're saying, Justin. I think just in general, that's like any kind of preface is because I think that with that, what you're saying is you do actually have to say it back. I'm saying you don't have to say it back so that you know I'm expecting you to.
Here's what I think you should do: tell them, like, listen, no matter what I say in the next 30 seconds, I don't want you to say a fucking word, not a peep out of you. I don't care what you think or feel. I need you to just soak this in and process.
This moment's
it.
about me.
This is about me. This is my moment to shine. Let's drink it in.
I want you to sit on this for 3 minutes, and then I'm going to go somewhere, but then I'll come right back.
I've hired
Right
actor John Larroquette to tell you that I love you. Don't say anything.
Don't say a word.
Thank you very
He
much,
was
John.
very
if you'll
ex-
excuse us.
His time is very expensive. Do you guys want a Yahoo?
Please.
Here's a Yahoo that was sent in by Matt Estevez. Thank you, Matt. It's by Yahoo Answers user Yoville. Posted in Arts and Humanities History. Yoville asks, what are the ranks in the Illuminati? Name all of the ranks or anything they name all of the ranks or anything they use to describe their self as. Woo.
Well, there's the Bluebirds and the Cardinals. And the Bluebirds are the more advanced Illuminati, and the Cardinals are the ones that need some help.
Is that some red wall shit?
No, it's like that's like elementary school stuff.
I haven't heard that.
I think that if anyone answers this question, then they're not Illuminati.
Because they would know better than, yeah.
Because they would know better than to reveal the secrets.
Let me bounce something that Yahoo Answers user Armorer responded with. Very helpful stuff from they said, the leader of the Earth's Illuminati, so that's a pretty fucking crazy 6 words right there. The leader of the Earth's Illuminati is called the Pindar. Cool. The Pindar is a member of one of the 13 ruling Illuminati families and is always male. That's kind of fucked up, but
It's
Come on,
2014.
but
Really?
there's probably a good reason for that. In this next sentence, the title Pindar is an abbreviated term for Pinnacle of the Draco, also known as the Penis of the Dragon.
I was so hoping that's what it would be.
The Penis of the Dragon is probably my favorite Stephen King book. It doesn't get a lot of credit, but I'm deeply into it.
Yeah.
All
Well,
hail me, the penis of the dragon. Why are you giggling? Why
There's
are
like-
you all giggling? You're the worst Illuminati.
Scott
Scott Illuminati?
Scott Illuminati, I hear you giggling underneath your ornate mask.
It must be so frustrating to be a member of the Illuminati as everybody is like just spreading out this shit and you want to say like, hey, that's not true.
Hey, that's
but,
not how it's work. It's Gooch of the Dragon. God. I'm the Goochess.
But you can't
I am the
correct them.
Goochess of Earth's Illuminati.
Wouldn't it be hard to be the penis of the dragon and then somebody cuts in line in front of you at the Chinese buffet and you're like, because they want the last of the coconut shrimp, and you're like, hey, you better not do that. And they look at you, why? And you just have to stare at the floor. It's like, oh, I can't tell you,
Never mind.
but you better not
Can't
do
because
it.
I'm the penis of...
I'm the Enos Pay of the Agandre.
You just make a triangle with your fingers. It's like, get it?
Get it? And then you put that triangle close to your crotch to make it look like a penis tip, and then you flap your wings like a dragon.
Get it?
The shrimp is yours. You win. I'm leaving.
There do have to be like certain levels of Illuminati. You can't just start as like full-fledged like on the council Illuminati. You've got to start as like junior Illuminati, right?
I think there's a surefire, like, I don't know how anybody finds out about it, but I've seen the Yahoos that Drew Davenport sends in. If that cat has not found how to get into the Illuminati yet, I don't think anybody ever will.
Yeah.
It seems like he probably would have unearthed it by now.
Well, but how would we know?
Are you suggesting, Travis, that maybe there's like an Illuminati Awanas program?
Yeah.
Illuminati brownies or something.
Yeah, like you're a Cub Scout Illuminati. You know, you start,
Yeah.
you're making Pinewood Derby first, and then
Yeah.
like 10 years later, you're ruling the world.
You're controlling all the bank cartels and shit. Yeah.
Well, how do
You're
they know?
Weeblo.
They're not just going to like first day Illuminati hand you the reins to the American government.
Yeah,
They
no.
won't even admit that you're in it first. You got to be really careful. They won't admit the Illuminati exists until you're a couple ranks in. Sometimes it's just people trying to trick you out of your rent money.
So wait,
Yeah.
am I
Gotta
in
be
the
really
Illuminati
careful.
or not? Well, I
Are
guess
you
that's
the
up
real
to you.
Illuminati?
6 months
I
in,
don't
it's
know.
like, hey, you didn't show up to our bowling game on Tuesday. Oh, so it is a bowling league. Fuck. I guess wrong again. Shit.
Do you
did
think
it
when you
bad.
start off in the Illuminati, they let you like control a student government and like just see how you do with that first?
The first thing you control is a fantasy football league. That's where you start in the Illuminati.
But
My
no one
name-
can know about it.
My name's Scott Jenkins, and I'm running for Huntington High School's Tip of the Dragon Penis.
Just a tip, please. Vote Scott.
I'm gonna sort down the lunch lines on Taco Tuesday. Vote for me for Dragon Penis.
I seen you running in the halls. I have cameras everywhere. Scott.
The principal comes to him in a robe. Tell me what to do.
Milkshake machine.
Next question.
My name is Simon. I'm from England.
You didn't need this. We knew you were from England based on the name. Is that fair?
Maybe based on the accent. Hold on.
Nope. I can't.
My name is Simon. I'm from England.
Okay.
I'm finishing up my final year in a PhD program in the U.S., specifically Missouri.
Now switch to a
During
Missouri
my
accent.
5 years here, I found the stereotypes of Americans loving the English accent to be true. It is nice to be appreciated, but it also sometimes jarring, even annoying, when I'm simply getting a coffee and I say, thank you, or only to hear, oh my God, I love your accent. I've even tried to put on a Missouri accent. That's what I was doing earlier, you see, at the checkout to avoid this problem. And Simon, I am sure it is convincing. My question is two-pronged.
You call them
Why
prongs.
America?
That's problem number one.
My question is two-pronged. Why do Americans love the English accent? 2, what can I do to be honest about my feelings that it's just a voice and I didn't work for it, so it doesn't deserve praise? And that's from Simon. Oh, poor baby.
Well, for number one,
Oh, I can't imagine. All the ladies and all the guys are throwing themselves at me because I sound like Benedict Cumberbatch. It's so hard, Justin. Please, brothers who sound like extras from Dukes of Hazzard. Please tell me how to navigate this terrible life situation I find myself in. Crikey, shrimp on the barbie.
Nope.
Wrong. Did it bad.
So sorry, Simon.
as far as number one goes, I always imagine that people really like the accent because, like, as melting pot as we're supposed to be, it's pretty homogenous. Like, everybody pretty much sounds the same from coast to coast, and so
That's 100% not true.
It is.
What are you are?
no,
you are
I just
off
mean
your
as far as
fucking
like
rocker.
if you go to it, like,
Travis, you've got to, you can't just say words. They have meaning.
well, hear me out. What I mean is, if you go to like Scotland or go to England or go to Ireland, like any other European country, like there are people coming through there all the time, and you hear different accents constantly to the point where it kind of loses its effect. Whereas here, to hear someone with
You are making this shit up from whole cloth.
I mean, pretty much.
Okay, all right. He finally admits it. It only took us 229 episodes.
But wouldn't you admit that like it's more unique here to hear an out of the country accent than it would be in other countries?
Then an American accent?
yeah,
Yes.
Trav. That's just how time and space functions.
No, I mean, as compared to other countries, I imagine that is the case. I am basing that off of nothing but my own supposition.
Okay. I mean, other
But your
countries.
supposition has to be based on something, or else you're just making it
Well,
up.
as opposed to the rest of this show, which is all based on research and facts.
No. You're saying I get. Here's what you should have argued.
Thank you, Griffin.
If you were better at this, an English person comes here and drops some dope knowledge with their English accent, and everybody gets wet. And we go to England, and everyone dries it right up, like an old crusty flume.
I literally couldn't have put it better myself.
Yeah, especially the crusty flume shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are incapable of painting those kinds of word pictures. No, you're right, but it's not. How is it a problem? I guess it is a problem if you live with it, and it's like, I just want to go to the Piggly Wiggly. Is that what they have in Missouri?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Anything that's not HEB, I can't comprehend it. And you just want to get some, I guess, breakfast teas or something, and then
I
people
guess I just don't see why. In what reality would it make more sense to, like, why would you ever want to, like, rather than just say, oh, thanks, or God blimey, governor,
Yeah.
thank you, rather than say that, why would you want to get into, like, it's a pleasantry, man.
But
it's a pleasantry.
Okay, you're talking a lot of heat right now. You're really pulling a Travis, because I want you to imagine being at the grocery store and having to talk to someone.
Okay, I'm imagining it.
It's not great, is it?
No, but like what I'm saying is, why is he wanting to invite a deeper conversation about this? Like,
He's not. He's asking how to completely avoid it.
no, he's not. He's saying, what can I do to be honest about my feelings? That's not where he's not going
First
to
of
wear a
all,
t-shirt
welcome to
that says,
America. We don't do that here.
we don't do that here. He's not talking about wearing a t-shirt that says, just here for the crumpets. Please leave me alone. He's talking about, like, how can he engage with people to make them more sensitive about his inability to accept compliments about his accent? You know, people get compliments for a lot of things they didn't work for. I get compliments. Travis gets compliments on his hair.
Correct.
I get compliments on my God-given muscles, and I didn't work for them. It just, I'm sculpted that way, carved out of wood. It's amazing.
What do I and what do I have? What do I have?
What?
You're beautiful.
What do I have?
Your beautiful
Besi-
teeth that you consume
besides-
human beings with.
Besides from the most successful vor podcast on the dark web.
It's just not that. I just don't.
I agree with Justin on this one. I think that it just like someone saying nice weather isn't an invitation to like actually discuss the weather. I think
Hey,
this
man,
is
I
just
didn't-
like great accent. Thank you. Here's
I
your
didn't make
change.
the weather. I had nothing to do with the weather, okay? It's just how it is.
Maybe I like the clouds. You ever think about that?
You ever think about that? Shit weather.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, Travis. It's not as crazy as a comparison as it may seem. I mean, you didn't do anything to invite this. They're just like making conversation and trying to say something nice. It doesn't require you to get up in arms about it. Just accept the compliment. Oh, thank you, Governor. I appreciate it.
Think of it as like if you wear like a great watch or a great top, and they're just looking for an opportunity to compliment something about you, to try to like make you feel nice about your day, you know. And it's like the same as saying like, oh, I love your shoes, I love your accent, you know. It's that idea of like they're just saying something nice to be pleasant.
So if you don't want them to say anything about your accent anymore, you need to get, and it's amazing how this is the solution to basically every problem we're pitched, just big diesel muscles, just huge Justin,
muscles.
like Justin's
Distractingly
God-given
big
heft muscles. Oof.
One way to get that conversation to stop, and I don't know how to spread the word that you do this, but just when somebody compliments you on your accent, just keep asking for more. Like, you're really needy. Like, oh, go on. What do you like about it best?
What words do you want to hear me say?
I'll say any words.
I'll
in
say
your
all
voicemail.
of the words.
Do you want me to call your friend
Check this out.
and
This
leave a voicemail for him?
check this out. This is what it sounds like when I whisper.
God save the Queen. ASMR.
Governor J. Nixon of Missouri. Y'all want a Yahoo?
Yeah, sure.
Here's a Yahoo. Or should I say a Yadrew, sent in by Drew Davenport. Thank you, Yadrew. It's by Yadrew Answers user Lardell, who asks, yes or no? The things I'm into are interesting. Oh. So let's just like shoot down the list real quick, and you guys can weigh in and let me know how interesting Lardell's stuff is.
Let me into your game, Lardell.
Okay, let's see.
Underground hip hop, I think we can unanimously yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
If you know how to find that, please let me know. I'm basically just trying to get like surface level hip hop master.
Sure. Thick and sexy women, Lardell. Found.
You rascal.
Faith Evans.
You know what I say? The thicker the woman, the bigger the bite. When I swallow her, big gulp. Check out on iTunes.
Every Thursday. Wax Poetics. Sure.
Is that where he's finding out about his underground hip hop?
Probably. Dusty Groove. Either an underground hip hop artist or another magazine. Louisville Cardinals. Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think these are interesting. Like billions of people like the Louisville Cardinals. Billions of people like the Steelers. Music is my drug. Well, that's just a saying that you sort of did about yourself.
Right? Not so much an interest.
Not so much a thing that you're interested in. Snickers.
Oh.
Is this person's Facebook like collection?
All I can imagine is that this is the scenario we're looking at. What was this person's name?
Lardell.
Lardell has encountered several people that when he starts to talk about himself, they go, Lardell, you're not interesting. And he said, you are wrong.
You're wrong. I'll get the internet to prove it. Some of these things I think are genuinely interesting. Talk radio. The fact that you can actually listen to that. Yes. Congratulations. I'm interested. R.I.P. Biggie Smalls. I'm interested that's an interest. I'm interested about that interest of yours. I miss Michael Jackson. I fucking do too, Lardell. Now you've hooked me. Bernie Mac. Sure. I'm going to pull a chair beside you and we're going to talk about Bernie Mac for hours. Fuck yeah. Fuck yes.
It's weird to me that Snickers rated above those things in his interests.
I'm just sort of popping around here. I love to draw. Again, that's sort of just a sentence, isn't it? Should have just maybe said drawing. But fine. Chili cheese dogs. Lardell, you're hitting a valley, bud. We just came off of sweet Bernie Mac Peak, and now we're in a valley together. Uncle Sam's Jams. Oh, you got me back, Lardell. You got me. You got me back. How are you guys feeling about Lardell right now? Let's take a quick Lardell break and just tell me how you feel about him as a person vis-a-vis his interests.
I could just imagine this guy with his Faith Hill poster,
Faith Evans.
listening to Faith Hill. Sorry,
Oh, fuck.
Faith
Did
Evans.
I confused Faith Evans and Faith Hill.
Okay,
Hold on, let me check this out. Oh, yeah, different person.
totally different person. So he's got a picture of somebody on his wall. He's listening to his underground hip hop, eating the Snickers, and just thinking, just being interested. In Rest in Peace, Biggie Smalls. Just wondering how his situation is. Maybe somewhere in the distance, Mr. 3000, his old beaten up Laserdisc of Mr. 3000 is playing for the umpteenth time. He seems like a pretty cool dude.
I would say that if Lardell leaned over to me and said, like, hey, do you want to talk about how much we miss Michael Jackson? Yeah, 1,000%
Yeah, I
do.
would.
If he said, do you like chili cheese dogs? Yeah, I do. And then we'd probably start talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. And then he'd be like, hey, I got an extra Snickers. Do you want one? And then we're like best friend city.
Yeah, and he'd be like, hey, I need to repair a drum skin. Do you want to come with me to Uncle Sam's Jams, which is a musical instrument retailer in Louisville, Kentucky. They're closing soon, according to Google. 6 p.m. is the time they close, so make sure you...
Oh, okay. So like closing for the day, not like shutting down because Lardell's the only customer.
Uncle Sam's Jams, that's an institution. A little disappointed it's not a jelly retailer, but you don't always get what you want.
Knowing Louisville, it should be
I
like
think-
a musical instrument and jam retailer.
Here's my point. I now know more about Lardell than I do about either of you.
Fair enough. I keep it
he's-
pretty
he
close to
went
the
deep.
vest.
Maybe it's just that the shit that he is into is so much more interesting than the shit that I know that you guys are into. And Lardell, I gotta tell you, buddy, I think you only need like 2 or 3 things.
Oh, maybe that's the problem. Maybe he's got so many things going that it makes
whittle it
everything else
down.
seem bland.
Whittle it down. Pick 3 of the things: underground hip hop, thick and sexy women, Faith Evans, Wax Poetics, Dusty Groove, Louisville Cardinals, Pittsburgh Steelers. Music is my drug. Snickers. Talk radio. I love to draw chili cheese dogs. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no space in there. He loves to draw chili cheese dogs.
I would say thick and sexy women, talk radio, and I love to draw. Because,
But I mean, you left out Michael Jackson. You left out Bernie Mac. You left out R.I.P. Biggie Smalls.
but hear me out. Just by adding a couple words, I like to draw thick and sexy women that are on talk radio.
Okay.
That's a conversation opener.
I'm starting to worry that I'm not as multifaceted as I should be. I'm starting to think that maybe I need
Certainly not as multifaceted as Lardell.
I'm starting to think I need to maybe sit down and write down some of my favorite things.
I bet if you were to pick out your interests, they would be as varied. No, I can't even.
No, see, you can't even pretend. The problem is I like a lot of stuff a little. You could combine like 20 of the things that I love to equal Lardell's love of R.I.P. Biggie Smalls.
How do you know how deep this goes?
Because he's only listed about 25 things. And this is it. This is it. This is it.
Are you saying to me he has zero cultural awareness of it? If I were to be like, hey, what do you think of the Iron Man franchise? I have no
idea. From Marvel Comics, I still don't. That's kind of weird. Do you watch any TV? Is that the thing Bill Maher's on? Because I know him. He's one of my interests. Have you seen any good movies lately? Not since Bernie Mac died, unfortunately. No. Hey, it looks like you might have scurvy. Yeah, it's just all the chili cheese dogs and Pepsi and Snickers. I think are there vitamins in Snickers? A little bit, I guess. Maybe some.
Yeah, maybe fortified.
Do you want to maybe go out and have a salad? Salad? Say that word again one more time. Salad. 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 I can't. Doesn't seem to take.
Speaking of green, let's go to the money zone.
Lardell.
Yeah.
Because I am trying to find him on Facebook.
Okay. Pass them
Is
around.
that why you were
Pass
so
'em-
quiet?
Yeah, I was Facebooking
Okay,
Lardell.
that makes sense. Great. The hunt is on. Everyone, don't hunt Lardell. Hey, you've probably tried Hulu on your computer. Just type in a web address and you are there. But
Well, the
Hulu Plus is better than
specific
that.
Hulu web address. Don't. It's not gonna. Yeah.
Hulu Plus is like that, but better. Hulu Plus is Hulu evolved. It's the next levolution of Hulu. It's got all current season episodes of your favorite shows like Modern Family and The Daily Show with Jonathan Stewart, and they've got every episode of South Park, which is a Hulu Plus exclusive.
Is it gonna work on my smart TVs or my Roku's or my Apples?
No, hot. Just kidding. Yes.
Good goof.
Got me again.
Another great joke from my brother, and me family. Yeah, smart TVs, Roku's, Apple TVs, Xbox, PS4, PS3, PS2, PS1, PS5, whatever you got.
Guy Pod first generation.
You got a Talk Boy? Load up Hulu on it. It should fill the wet bandits into thinking that you're having a party. You can even watch on your phone or your tablet or your train or you're on the train. You can't watch it on a train. Like they won't project it on a train.
No, you have to run beside it the whole time.
Did you?
Up with the screen.
Did you see this new episode of The Awesome? And that's the train hitting you because you.
What's the Awesomes, Griffin?
Oh, that's an original TV show. It's created by Seth Meyers and Mike Shoemaker. It's an animated comedy series about a misfit group of superheroes.
You should also check out Hot Wives of Orlando, which is a parody of Real Housewives, which stars Casey Wilson and Kristen Shaw, which they're just awesome anyways.
Can I make a quick recommendation, quick for real Hulu recommendation? And this is selfish because I don't want this show to go anywhere. There's a show called Marry Me with Casey Wilson and
Kim Marino.
Kim Marino. It's so goddamn good. It's the best new show on television, and you should absolutely be watching it.
Oh my god! Can we get Kim Marino as a guest expert?
I don't see why not.
Possible?
I want that so badly.
God, Travis, get Kim. You're in La La Land. Go find me a Kim
He
Marino.
lives next door to me, so I'll just go talk to him.
Go bag me a Kim Marino.
I tagged him so we could follow him all over the city.
All the episodes of that amazing show are all on Hulu Plus, and we can hook you up with a 2-week free trial if you go to huluplus.com/mybrother, all one word. That's a whole extra week on top of the usual bonus freebie that they give you. Go to huluplus.com/mybrother, all one word, 2-week free trial, free TV. Go get it.
This week, My Brother and Me is also supported by Harry's.com, which we've talked about before. So by this point, you should know they revolutionized shaving. Like they ship shit right to your door so that you don't have to go to the drugstore anymore and have someone unlock that stupid case and stare at you like you're trying to steal razors. And they just ship it to your door, and it's way easier. The company makes amazing German-engineered blades. Justin, you use them, correct? And you're a big fan.
I do. They actually got me off of. I was using single blade razors and safety razors, and they got me off of it.
Because you're an artisanal bartender living in Portland.
Got them. For just $15, you get a set that includes a handle, 3 blades, and shaving cream. That's an amazing value if you think about how much you would spend at the store getting that stuff.
$862.
Correct. The blades are half the price of their competitors, and they even offer custom engraving if you want to get your initials engraved in the razor, which is just super high class and really
if you're fancy.
cool. Yeah.
So go to harrys.com and use the promo code MyBrother, all one word, and Harry's will give you $5 off your first purchase for all of our dear, sweet listeners.
So you could get that whole set for $10.
Fuck it. Do it. Shave it. Smooth it. Smooth it out. I got a message for Mirza Golchuk. I fucking crushed it. I crushed the pronunciation of that name. I destroyed it. They did provide a phonetic spelling of it, but I still did a really good job, and I waded through those choppy waters really well.
The message is from Jameson, and I want to say...
Can I get a message of congratulations from the two of you?
Yeah, you did great. I want to say thanks to Jameson for putting the pronunciation. Very helpful.
Thank you. This message for Mirza Golchuk. Oof. From Jameson. Jameson says, "You are now married. Good job to you and Sarah. And me, of course. Now old Unky J is just waiting for you to pick out some baby names. Here's a hint. Just flip the open... I'm guessing missed a word there. That's okay, Jameson. Just flip the book open to J and look after James. My name is suitable for all kinds of kids, but especially smart ones. Seriously, I will open a trust fund."
There it is. Now you got to do it.
And I got to do it. Mirza Goldchuck.
I hope Mirza and Sarah are actually planning on having a kid. Otherwise, Jameson just like threw down a gauntlet.
Really jumped the gun.
Put a baby in that.
I have to kill my cat. One sec.
Okay.
This is it.
And this next message is very special. It's for a very special man who's near and dear to all of us, Drew Davenport. And it's from, I think it's the hacker group Anonymous.
Oh, great.
Or it might just be someone not giving their name. It's one of those two things.
Let's go with that.
The message is, yo, Drew, we got your penis. Yo, Drew, we got all your penis JPEGs. That'll be 5 Bitcoins.
I've learned that you're an awesome person and a great friend. I love hearing Yadrus, and seeing the LA live show with you was amazing. I never knew what to get you for your birthday, nor do I actually know when your birthday is. So I thought a message from the brothers would be appropriate. Happy birthday, Drew, whenever it happens to be.
Hopefully this is this is probably somebody Drew actually knows. If not, I mean, if it regardless, it's going to drive Drew mad. Him trying to ferret this mystery out.
Crack the case.
Is somebody gaslighting Drew?
Probably. He's worth it, I think.
Oh, definitely. He's definitely worth driving insane slowly over time.
Oh, I'd gaslight his brains out.
Oh, yeah. He's a great guy. I would gaslight him.
I don't want to gaslight Drew.
Coward.
I already started for all of us, so.
Welcome to the Lady to Lady Show. Behind door number 1, we have fantastic weekly guests like Aisha Tyler, French Stewart, Retta, and more.
Behind door number 2, we have road trip and sleepover games like Would You Rather and Never Have I Ever, the kind of games that remind you of being a kid.
Door number 3 brings you fresh hot episodes every Wednesday. You can find them on iTunes and at MaximumFun.org. Now pick a door. Just kidding. They're not real because we're a podcast. You're all winners.
And we didn't really think this through. Lady to Lady.
I smoke a lot of pot. Like a ton.
Smoke weed every day.
Every day.
Oh, it
But
actually
also
says, sorry, it actually said every day there. I should have read ahead.
Yes. I smoke a lot of pot. Like a ton. Every day. Probably not a ton every day. But I'm also serious. And I think respectable person. I'm working on my second master's degree. I've maintained a 4.0 GPA throughout grad school.
A 4.20.
Okay.
I see what you
All
did.
right, there. Pipe down.
Smoke weed.
Pipe down.
Smoke pipe down. Okay.
Let's calm down and hash this out.
Stop it. Go.
Okay.
I am in a healthy long-term relationship, and I still manage to have a lot of fun most of the time. Well, yeah. How can I get people... That's not up for debate.
Yeah.
How can I get people to take me seriously, even though I am now, and have been for a long time, and probably always will be, a huge pothead? That's from Seriously Stone in Memphis. I will say, this question is riddled with typographical errors. I will point that out up front.
Woo. Man. I got a contact high off this email.
Isn't in this day and age in 2014? Isn't this like it's a hugely stigmatized thing that I
don't give a fuck.
Yeah, especially living in LA now. Like I know tons of people that smoke weed all the time.
Did you say astigmatized? Like it doesn't have a stigma?
No, it is a stigmatized thing. It is
Okay.
very stigmatized.
I mean, but I don't give a fuck is the thing. And I don't think you guys do either. And we represent the real America. So
Yeah, but there is obviously, I mean, I don't think that this person would be asking this question if there wasn't a still pervasive stigma about people who smoke a lot of weed.
I think they're paranoid. I think they're paranoid about nothing. I think if I ran a small or big business and you came in and you're like, I'd like a job at Google, smoke weed every day, I'd be like, cool, weed. So what are your qualifications?
Would they be blazing it in your office?
Yeah, they'd be chiefing a 420 right there in front of you. I would be like, when can you start? I don't need a bunch of uptight prudes at Google. We're trying to invent the future here.
I guess that's the question for the question asker is like, is this an actual thing you're encountering? Like, are your friends sitting there going like, hey man, we love you, but you smoke weed too much? Or are you just assuming that everyone is thinking that?
I think
That's a good question.
I mean, how can we be sure?
How can we be sure?
How can he even be sure?
I think that he has enough bona fides as like a grown-up that he probably should just stop worrying about it.
Yeah.
I mean, until you get a gig where they're going to start drug screening you, what does it matter? Why do you have to prove yourself to anybody? You have all these other things going for you. I just don't, I don't feel like it's holding you back in your day-to-day life. And as such, you shouldn't let other people's perception. You know what you should do? Be a little more open about it, and you can start to change those stigmas. Think about that.
Hey guys,
You could be a pioneer.
I have a confession to make. I just thought of something from Dare Days that I've never fact checked, and I wonder if you guys, does smoking weed kill brain cells?
Not the important ones. Just like a few old telephone numbers. But I got all that shit in my phone now.
I think that's probably where that stigma comes from. That idea of people who smoke weed are stupid and kill brain cells and they're all burnouts. And it's like, okay, that's not cool. That's not true.
That's garbage. Say fuck you, Jim Henson. Go eat an ass. You don't know anything.
Isn't that like saying that everyone who has a beer ends up face down in a gutter, throwing up on themselves? That's not true.
That's not true at all. Steve Jobs drank a lot of beer, and he invented the way we listen to music now. I think you're paranoid. I think you're imagining things. I want you to drink this Gatorade, and why don't you go lie down in my room for a little while? Y'all want a Yahoo?
Yeah, please.
I hope we weren't mean. I really don't give a fuck. And I just I don't think anyone gives a fuck. Unless they're 50 or 60 years old, in which case, fuck them. Here is a Yahoo. And it was sent in by Rachel Sperling. Thank you, Rachel. Crushing it. It's by Yahoo Answers user Mike, who asks, how do I convince my girlfriend to stop pooping completely?
Wait.
I gotta say that Mike has asked this question before on Yahoo. He's asked this question let's just...
No satisfactory answers, I'm assuming?
I don't want to be blue, but he's asked this question a fuckload of times.
Before you clarify, I just want you to know, I don't know if he means, how do I get my girlfriend to completely stop pooping, or how do I get my girlfriend to stop pooping completely?
You're saying she gets 60% of the way done and is like,
dip?
It's like, you barely swallowed me. I know there's no way that you're done pooping yet. Big ol'.
So, Mike, extra details. Unfortunately, my girlfriend poops at least once each day, and usually twice every day.
Wait. Psst, Mike, those are not irrational numbers.
You know what, guys? I think this is a fakey fake bullshit.
Yeah, I think probably it is.
Here's a Yahoo, a real Yahoo. Nice try, Rachel Sperling, trying to trick me. This one was sent in by Drew Davenport. Thank you, Drew. With this legit Yahoo. Asked by Yahoo Answers user Thomas, who asks, I want to be born in 400 years. I don't like being born in the 1990s. I know I get to grow up and play with iPads and cars and stuff, but I want more. The people 500 years ago couldn't imagine having microwaves or TV or spaceships. I feel like future people will make fun of me for being primitive. I want to live in a world where I can visit grandma on Mars and be back by dinner. I want to order a hoverboard from eBay and have it delivered via drone. I want to choose what color my baby's eyes will be and if it will be a boy or a girl. I can imagine those evil bastards up there right now, living in glass domes on the moon, looking back at us 2014 Earth dwellers and our non-hovering cars and our non-robotic dogs. Wait, what? I want to be there when they announce that NASA has discovered alien life on another planet and broadcast it live on HDTVs in every home. Pretty sure they did that already. I want a goddamn robot hand, so at the gym I can bench press 400,000 metric tons of steel, then use my jetpack to fly back to my underwater home on Venus. But now I just live in a house and go to school.
I don't... Okay. What's this question answer's name?
Thomas.
The best idea that Thomas has conceived of is that in 500 years, people will get together and just be like, fucking Thomas.
That fool didn't have none of this shit.
Look at this dipshit. Look at him I'm just gonna put my hands on the wheel and steer this car around, I guess.
All
Look
right,
at his
kids,
God,
if you'll flip in your hollow books to page 136, you'll see a picture of Thomas, the worst person in history ever.
Now I'm looking here at Thomas's dog, and it looks like one's made out of meat. How could this
That's correct.
Teacher.
Thomas didn't have shit.
teacher? How could this meat dog be?
Now, if you're going to ask a question, raise your robot hand.
Oh fuck! I'd punch the school apart.
I like that Thomas thinks that if he had a robot hand that could lift a bunch of weight, he'd still be going to the gym.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you going to build up the muscles on your robot hand, Thomas? I don't think you deserve the future.
He wants big muscles to impress his Mars grandma. You're looking fit, Thomas. Thank you, Mars grandma. You're still so young and sexy, even though you're 200 Earth years old.
I wish you hadn't moved to Mars.
Can I say something though, Gramps? A little inconvenient for me.
I mean, I do live on Venus.
I guess it's on the way, but not really. It's in the other direction, isn't it? Should have thought about that.
I miss you, Gma.
I miss you so much, Grandma.
I miss your sexy toned gam.
It's your super, super sexy legs. Robot legs. I do miss your meat legs, though. Anyway, what color do you want my baby's eyes to be?
We're letting you pick this week.
We're being really mean to Thomas right now. How can we get him to be born in
We sound
400
like
years?
we sound like a bunch of people from 2,400.
Thomas. How can we get him born in 400 years?
I was about to harangue Thomas for his inability to visualize a future more robust than we'll see in next year's Call of Duty game. But I'm having a hard time.
Call of Duty, sexy grandmas.
Visit them on Venus. Shoot them. But I'm having a hard time visualizing a way to solve this problem for him.
There's got to be a way to solve this problem. Tar pits?
A really cold room.
That might work. I've slept in a hotel room with Justin before, and he treats that thermostat like he is suspending himself or trying to turn himself into jerky or something.
I
mean,
like
here's
it
the
chilly.
if you could get in a vehicle going fast enough, then time would move slower to you relative to the people on Earth, and you could wait it out.
He wants to be born
In
400
400
years.
Well, first you're going to have to be unborn.
Damn. How's that work?
Well, it's a pretty intricate process, but basically you just got to crawl up into a womb.
What?
I'm having a hard time finding a womb that can support me.
Well, that's why everyone's not doing it.
Does
Like,
it have to be a human womb or a gorilla's womb? I could probably find one that will find a suitable silverback.
Here's the thing, Griffin. It could be a completely manufactured womb.
Can you get into a blue whale's womb from blowhole, or what's the scoop there?
Hey, Blue Whale, what's the story? Where does your stuff connect?
Do I have to go through their weird stringy mouth and get fucking plankton and krill all over my hair?
I don't want to be born in 400 years covered in plankton.
Hey, blue whale, what's your life expectancy? I don't want to have to hop from blue whale to blue whale. Do you live for 400 years like a tree?
Oh, man. What if that was the original plot of Cocoon?
All you have to do to feel revitalized.
And then it's
Hold
just...
on, I'm cutting a giant hole in a blue whale with a chainsaw.
It's
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
so much gooshing. I thought there would be some gooshing, but this is an unconscionable amount of gooshing.
And I was
guess-
never allowed in a SeaWorld again.
I guess it's time for me to admit I don't know where the whale's womb is. I'm trying to kill a whale.
To feel alive again.
I just want to feel alive. Now, don't you feel younger?
Help me kill this whale, Steve Gutenberg. Was he in that movie, or am I thinking of Batteries Not Included?
You're thinking exactly of Batteries Not Included. We're going to get better at this.
Give us a few more episodes.
Give us just a few. Listen, you've stuck around for 229 trial episodes. We're gonna get it together. I feel it.
We'll figure this out.
The winds, they are blowing.
That's going to do it for our comedy show, My Brother, and Me. We hope that you've had some sort of pleasure from it. Just real quick to review our brand expansion. The Adventure Zone is on iTunes. Please go subscribe and rate and review that and tell your friends about it.
Every other Thursday, we're gonna be posting new.
The launch of any podcast is like your best shot at exposure. So if you could help us spread the word about that, it would be super helpful for us.
The same for Bunker Buddies. I really, really love it. I'm very proud of it, and I hope you go check it out and then tell everyone. Rate, review. Word of mouth is the best advertisement we have for any of our shows. My Brother and Me, The Adventure Zone, Bunker Buddies, and Sawbones, too. If you're a fan of this show and you've never listened to Sawbones, you are a crazy person, and you should go check it out. My wife and I love it. We listen to it every week. Justin and Sydney host a show about all of the medical, what do you say?
It's a marital tour of misguided medicine.
There you go. Go check it out. It's hilarious and informative, and it's really, really great.
And don't forget about Big Gulp.
It's real.
I want to thank John Roderick and the Long Winters for the use of our theme song. It's a departure off the album Putting the Days to Bed. Go just buy that album a few times. Because at this point, we owe them a lot. We said we would get them a lot more purchases than we've actually been able to pull off. So if you could just download it like 10 or 20 times, it would be super helpful.
We also want to say thanks again to Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus, it's an amazing thing, and if you haven't gone to check it out, then you're probably living.
Of course you have, though. What do we? Yes.
Yeah, it's like 400 year from now technology just happening now.
Yeah.
So go to huluplus.com/mybrother, and you'll get a free extended trial, a 2-week free trial to check out everything awesome on Hulu Plus. What are you waiting for?
Is that going to do for us?
Also, Candlelight tickets are still on sale.
All right.
So go to bit.ly/Candlelights Live. Tickets are only $15. There's a special deal at the Pullman Hotel where you can get $99 a night. It's a special rate, so make sure that when you contact them, tell them that you're coming in for the MBMBaM show. And if you have any questions, Candlelight related, send them to us. Make sure to put Candlelights in the subject. And if you're going to be at the show, make sure you put that in the email as well, and have some questions ready for the show. And we'll probably do some audience live questions.
And as long as you're in the ticket buying mood, there's still a few more tickets left for Max Fun Con. Maybe, I don't know. We're recording this one actually pretty early, so check.
Yeah, last time I checked, it was at 80% sold out. So,
and this is Thursday, so God only knows. But if there are any available, you should get them because it's super, super, super fun.
Last I heard from, as far as MBMBaM merch goes, if you want to get any for people for Christmas, you should order it like now. Because it's going to get backed up for the holiday season, and you're going to want that before Christmas. So make sure you go to that now. You can go to maxfunstore.com, and all of the Max Fun merch is there. There's Sawbones shirts as well. That we've got tote bags, we've got T-shirts, we've got a bunch of MBMBaM stuff. So go check it out.
That's going to do us.
Yeah.
Found on Drew Knight's Mystery, sent by Drew Davenport. Thank you, Drew. It's by Yahoo Answers user Jamie, who asks, did Elvis have hairy legs or smooth, silky ones?
I'm Justin McElroy.
I'm Travis McElroy.
I'm Griffin McElroy.
It's been my brother, and me. Kiss your dad.
And that's a premium swallow.
I'm dead.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture. Artist owned.
Listener supported.
Hello, I'm Taco, the Elven Magician.
Moral High Church here, the master of clerical magic.
I'm Magnus Burnsides, the fighter.
Did you guys like that? Did you, the listener, like that? You were just swept up in a world of high fantasy and magic where anything can happen and anything is possible. Hi, I'm Griffin McElroy, Dungeon Master for the Adventure Zone, a new podcast on Maximum Fun, in which magic and mystery intertwine for a very erotically charged role-playing experience. You can catch it every other Thursday here on MaximumFun.org or iTunes. It's for Dungeons & Dragons, but with family.